I'm so glad so many of you found enjoyment in watching me be psychologically tortured by this maniac Martin Walls. We just got done getting through the absolute most demented trilogy, The Walten Files. Literally a psychotic Chuck E. Cheese. It's like the Florida of Chuck E. Cheese given ketamine turned psycho serial killer slaughtering innocent civilians, bro. There were dark subliminal messages being implanted into my brain. At one point, I thought I was being brainwashed. We did an investigation and found out somebody was drunk driving and brutally murdered 2 small children. This whole thing was absolutely wild. At this point, I'm still not entirely sure exactly what in the hell I watched. I have nightmares and visions and hallucinations, and I have no way of explaining any of them. However, our favorite film theorists, the Film Theorists, are hopefully here to give me some answers so my mind does not completely spiral out of control and I end up institutionalized in the loony bin. Without any further ado, film theory, follow the rabbit, decoding the Walten Files. See what we got.
A portion of this episode is brought to you by Google One.
You're gonna make me relive my trauma.
Hello, and welcome to your first day on the job here at Theorist HQ. We have all sorts of fun planned for you as you start working as our newest.
Insert job title here.
Before we begin your
Can I
exciting
quit? Is it too late to quit?
adventure, we are legally obligated to tell you that by continuing this tape, you are implicitly entering a legal agreement with Theorist is no longer liable for any injuries or, in rare cases, premature deaths befalling you or your family coming from any or all of the following: paper cuts, running
Where do I
with
sign?
vending machine accidents, computer monitors, electrocution, dark web activities, rampaging animatronics, awkwardly placed knives. You're
Great.
still there? Great. Welcome to your new job. Oh, and watch out for that thing that's behind the TV. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Film
Hey, man.
Theory, where we still think you're beautiful no matter how long your mangled corpse has been stuffed inside a robotic sheep.
So if you've ever been on these channels for
Nice.
even a fraction of a second, chances are that you know that we're big fans of Five Nights at Freddy's. No, not that sort of fan. Put that thing away. You put it back in that heck closet where you came from. But in all seriousness, being a fan at this point is a bit of an understatement. Game Theory has gotten 45 episodes dedicated to the darn thing. Heck, in less than a year, Food Theory got an episode. It is practically a rite of passage for the Theorist channels at this point. But what about me? Poor little underappreciated Film Theory, the middle child. Between the official movie's constant delays and
Dude,
other
middle child
snappy
is the
films-
best. I don't care what anybody said, bro. Being the middle child is criminally underrated, bro. I'm telling you, middle child is the superior placement of childbirth, bro.
It's like the banana
I'm
splits
telling
in
you.
Willy's Wonderland being meh at best. It seemed like
Don't
there was
hate
really
on the
no
middle
chance
child.
for the
I'm telling
requisite
you.
Film Theory on animatronic horror set in a nostalgic 80s era restaurant franchise. But then I found The Walten Files, a combination animation, live action, audio play, horror mystery experience here on YouTube created by the Chilean animator Martin Walls. The events of the story, which
I wish I could remember what life was like before I started watching the Walten Files, bro. I can't remember the last time I felt any happiness since diving into this.
is still ongoing
I'm gonna
and
be honest
unfinished
with you.
according to its creator, obviously draws heavily from its FNAF source material, but it uses those elements to tell a horrific tale in its own fresh way. A tale where the biggest horror isn't the immortal aubergine serial killer, but rather our own failings as human beings. But in order to get to that end result, you first need to piece it all together. True to form, on a first watch, all you're gonna take away are a bunch of disturbing images, but if you dare to look closer, the real plot is hidden by glitches, reversed audio, unlisted videos, and even the scariest place of them all, the YouTube comments section. So what is
He's
the
not
tale
wrong, bro.
hidden
That place
inside
is
the
scary,
redacted
terrifying.
Walten Files? That, my friends,
Especially
is what we
y'all.
aim to
Y'all
decode.
freak me
At its
out,
core,
terrifying.
We're very much in the FNAF tribute zone, at least at first. There is a Chuck E. Cheese-inspired family restaurant with animatronic robot mascots, a yet unspecified incident of 1974 that causes it to be condemned, and a legacy of horrific, possibly supernatural terrors spinning off from all of it. The restaurant in question this time, Bon's Burgers, which is said to have operated in 1974 in Brighton, Michigan. The hook? A troupe of robotic mascot characters called the Showstoppers, which include our title character Bon Bunny, Boozoo the Ringmaster, Shaw the Sheep, Billy the Clown, and Banny the...
Bro, his
Bon
name
Bunny,
is fucking Boozoo, bro. I knew something was off about him. Fucking bozo.
Boozoo the Ringmaster, Shaw the Sheep, Billy the Clown, and Banny the other rabbit because redundant. So far, the canon storyline is spread out across 3 main uploads made by a person named Anthony, titled Introductory Tape, Relocate Project, and Bunny Farm. We know this based on messages Anthony leaves in the description of each video. As he himself calls out, each upload is, in fact, a compilation of tapes, ranging from found footage to gameplay recordings to training tapes for new employees. And right off the bat, we're presented with this.
Why are you showing this to me again?
Backwards text. Backwards text that, when flipped, gives us this message.
You finally start to remember. That's all day. They will look out for you soon.
You finally start to remember that old day. They will look out for you soon.
What?
So already within minutes of this thing starting, we can tell that we're dealing with a repressed memory or amnesia plot. But who or what is coming for us? It's 2 minutes later when things get real serious.
Dude, it's just, dude, I'm losing. Gonna be, oh yeah, Michael Myers, bro. He's coming. He's...
That nightmare fuel there is Jack Walten, one of the co-founders of Bon's Burgers alongside his best friend Felix Kranken.
Right.
We're told later in
And
the series
Felix was responsible for the death of Jack's children.
they met in college in
Fucking
1958
Felix.
via their shared dream of building a restaurant themed around robotic mascots, which kind of feels like a weirdly specific thing to have a shared dream about with a random guy you met in college, but hey, you do you, Jack. Well, apparently doing you means putting his creepy pasta face in the scariest places imaginable. Jack is everywhere across all these tapes. On a movie box, on late night television, in your backpack. We see a missing poster appear on TV with Jack's face, but unfortunately, the video is too low quality to make out the details on the bottom on their own. Ugh, the sound design of this thing is just horrific. You would think that our clues would end there, but in a brilliant move on the part of Martin Walls, creator of the series, by turning on closed captions, we can see that Jack has been missing since June 11th, 1974, the same year that Bon's Burgers opened and then shortly thereafter closed. Coincidence? I think not. Our little Bon cartoon tries to get some light, but in a flash, we see a possessed Bon animatronic over a new character named Sophie, dressed in every security guard's favorite color, purple. After the Sophie jump scare, we cut to live action found footage from October 10th, 1982, where we meet and immediately lose our final new character from this first video, Brian Stells, a facility caretaker for Bunny Smiles Incorporated, the parent company of Bon's Burgers. But he's not going to a restaurant.
That's
friends.
right.
Instead,
He went to that fucking warehouse in the middle of the forest and was maimed
we watch as he
alive.
drives to a storage facility that's buried deep in the
And turned
woods.
into a
labeled
coat.
I've been driving for 20 minutes and I can't find the place. I made it to the location. I think Chris told me this place hasn't been working since
I didn't tell you anything.
79.
His job is to test out the animatronics. Alone in the woods in an abandoned storage facility turning on bloody animatronics. I think we all know how this one's gonna end. Brian is chased into the forest by Bon only to get himself crunched, leaving us with the parting words, quote, "He thought I was her." Notice again the purple uniform, suspicious. And with that uplifting message, the first her. Notice again the
Am I colorblind or is this maroon? This looks like a nice, you know what I'm saying, like a little dimmed out maroon, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Maybe like a less bright of a scarlet or something. This ain't, this don't look purple to me. This is purple over here. Absolutely. This is not.
purple uniform, suspicious. And with that uplifting message, the first upload of the series ends. But the mystery continues. You see, under the video is a pinned comment written by an account named The comment is...
Nice.
It looks like someone tried typing it with their feet. A string of random letters and numbers seemingly amounting to nothing. But you all know better because you all are theorists. You know that's gonna be a code, and indeed it is. It's a text string written in base 64, which, when translated using an online decoder, gives us, quote, "The first pieces of the puzzle have been placed. placed. The puzzle is far from a solution, however. Be wary of the hints that appear over time. One misdirection can throw off the course of this puzzle forever. Psy-05. Noteworthy here is the name
Nice.
Psy-05, which when
Why does this always happen to me? Why does this all, dude, I think I'm just sitting here watching a nice, innocent little video, right? And it's just, that's it, bro. Like the Walten Files, that was it. It's just the Walten Files. But somehow it always manages to go deeper and deeper, bro. All these onions and ogres with the layers, bro.
Translated back in base 64 is, go figure, K9. Just
I've
like
got
the
so many
animatronic
universes
story
I gotta keep up with.
Now, things are really getting suspicious. Going to his channel reveals nothing but a ticking clock and a promise of more puzzle pieces for those who are patient. So, to recap, we have Bond's Burgers co-founder Jack Walten missing, but perhaps still alive due to a message of "let me out of here" on Bond's TV in that first video. We have someone trying to regain lost memories and someone
So Felix brutally kills his children and then turns them into a TV. That's kind of fucked up.
something else trying to help those memories come back. We also have two purple-clad security caretakers, Dead Brian from 1982, who was mistaken for someone else, and Sophie. Could Brian have been mistaken for Sophie?
It's not
Maybe,
purple.
but to know for sure, we have to continue to the second and longer video
It's
titled
maroon.
Walten Files 2 Relocate Project. And again, having closed
This was
captions
the
up-
one with them dumbass, right? They're like teenagers, young adults, whatever. They start wandering off and exploring the dark depths of the inner workings of this mysterious warehouse, bro.
gives us immediate clues that we wouldn't have otherwise. Dates for the 4 tapes that we're about to watch, which, surprisingly, are all released around the same time. A training tape from July 2nd, 1978, a tech support tape from a few days later, July 9th, 1978, found footage from 3 technicians dated July 12th to the 14th, and then finally a jump forward to a reprogramming tape from a month later, August, also 1978. Man, isn't it nice when franchises give you a clear and thought-out timeline?
Yeah.
Isn't that a nice thing to have? Scott Cawthon, I hope you're taking notes. Oh, sorry, my allergies just kicked in there. Oh, I'm allergic to unclear and muddy timelines.
Aren't we all, right? We all deal with
From these
unclear
tapes,
and
we
muddy
start to fill in the
timelines,
gap
right?
of time from the previous upload. With all of these coming from 1978, we learn what's happened since the closure of Bond's Burgers and Jack's disappearance 4 years prior, but also what led to Brian's death in 1982. We see that, in that time, Jack's partner Felix Kranken completely took over the company, literally cropping out his former best friend like you do with an ex-boyfriend on social media. The name Relocate Project is his initiative too.
I didn't even notice
I'll let the
that.
text-to-speech bot tell you.
The purpose
So
of
he kills his children, turns them into a TV, and then takes full control of his company, dude. This guy, my guy Felix is devious.
relocating them in a new restaurant
Diabolical,
that will be opened in
if
a
you will.
not-so-distant future. A pretty smart plan, right?
A not-so-distant future of 1982, as we see on this high-fidelity drawing of the restaurant. So this tells us that Brian's death, also in 1982, was a direct result of Felix trying to rebrand and reopen the Bond's Burger franchise. And the film isn't subtle about how great of a guy Felix is.
Let's give it up for Felix Kranken, a man with not only a giant brain, but also a giant heart.
Hold on, what's that in the darkness? Brighten it. Oh, sends shivers down my spine, but there's Jack
What?
again, almost as if he disagrees with the video calling Felix such a smart and amazing guy. The rest of the tapes in this batch seem to be telling us which souls possess which animatronics. We first see Banny the Lady Bunny, who seems to be possessed by a woman named Susan Woodings based on a missing poster that needs to be brightened in order to read. Banny seems to be trapped, as throughout her section we see imagery of caged rabbits and hear that
The rabbit is starving. The rabbit is starving. The rabbit is starving.
The rabbit is starving.
The rabbit is starving.
sounds like that bunny might be starving. I don't know, just a hunch.
Me
So,
too,
is
bro.
Susan starving, or is this the animatronic itself starving and needing to feed on souls? It's unclear at this point, but it does seem to connect with a secret final line that
Why
happens
Susan?
after this episode's credits.
What's the deal with Susan? What is the what role does Susan play in all this? Why was Susan the poor unfortunate soul to be locked away in the demonic ass bunny suit, bro? What is the dude? Something happened, bro. Susan is a trifling hoe, bro. Susan's a homewrecker. Right? Susan was trying to, you know what I'm saying? Susan was trying to break up the loving relationship between either Jack and his wife or Felix and his wife, bro. And she was brutally punished for it, dude.
But
I'm
it does
telling
seem
you.
to connect with a secret
That's
final
what
line
happened.
that happens after this episode's credits. Waiting until the very, very, very end of the video gives us this line.
Shadow Man sees me when lights go off.
Shadow Man feeds me when lights go off. Weird, right? It would seem like we
What?
have another malevolent force at play in the story, or maybe the Shadow Man is a caretaker of sorts for these animatronics and the souls that are contained inside. Either way, it does seem like we see the Shadow Man on this same upload, in the third tape, the Technical Support VHS. Here, Shaw the Sheep gives us a tour of the facility, leaving rooms and leaving behind a dark figure, something that could easily be described as a
What?
Shadow Man. But that's not all the creep
Why
factor
did
in
I
this
know?
tape.
Why is half the stuff I never even noticed the first time going through this, bro?
In addition to your standard creepy posters on the wall and disturbing imagery, we get this piece of audio. More reverse sounds. Playing it backwards, we get this.
Rosemary would go to the restaurant every night hoping that his beloved husband would reappear after being missing for weeks, but no response until one day she heard a voice saying, "I know where she is, Rosie," coming from the backstage.
So it seems obvious that Shaw has the spirit of a woman named Rosemary
What?
inside, based on the fact that we hear talk of her missing
And
husband.
Rose is the wife! That's Jack's wife, isn't it? Dude, why do these things get worse after I've already watched them? I've watched all of the Walten Files. There's nothing left of the Walten Files to watch. And it's still somehow getting even worse, bro.
Husband, Rosemary appears to be Jack's wife, also meeting with an untimely fate. But the real detail to call out here is the voice that leads her backstage before she gets stuffed, using a shorter, more casual name like Rosie. She's actively being lured back there by someone who knows who she is. We hear later that Bon the Bunny is the one who will
We'll fix you. You will be beautiful.
So could it be that Bon was also the one luring her into the back? Or was it the Shadow Man? In any case, it's yet another confirmed victim of the restaurant chain, and
What if
yet
Bon
another
is the Shadow
animatronic
Man?
identity confirmed. Which leads us to the last tape of the bunch, in which 3
The
employees
worst
spend
one.
a night in the K9 facility as they try to reprogram the animatronics. Ashley Parks, one of the 3, wanders off at night to explore deeper into
she's
the
dumb.
facility. Through her found footage, we not only meet a new animal friend, a gray rabbit that appears to be more puppet than robot, but we also get up close and personal with Billy the Clown, which seems to be an older model complete with a cassette player in his stomach. And of course, this being a horror series, Ashley can't help herself. She plays the tape only to hear this.
Jack, Susan, Charles, Rosemary, Sophie.
A list of names, and not just any names. Jack, Susan, Rosemary, Sophie. 1 character we know went missing, 2 we know are in animatronics, and Sophie, whose role is still unclear. Plus, there's a new name
That
this
Sophie
time.
was that fucking girl that was playing the game there at the end, bro.
I'm Charles. Could this be a list of souls possessing our 5 animatronics? Or, since we suspect that Rosemary and Jack were husband and wife, are they instead all related to each other? It remains to be seen at this point in the series. What doesn't remain a mystery,
Okay.
though, is the fate of Ashley, who, like so many before her, gets attacked by Bon and put into Billy. In a flash frame before the video ends, we're left with this chilling message and text across the screen of how their visit ended.
They left the next day. They thought Ashley left early, but she was in the back doors, screaming as much as she could, but no one heard the screams. The following days, the caretakers would complain about an awful smell coming from the back doors. Company decided to shut down the facility until new advice. The relocate project was unsuccessful. Ashley is still there, but she's not screaming anymore. She saw something she wasn't supposed to see, and now she's beautiful. She's beautiful. She's beautiful.
This is news
Again,
to
just
fucking
like Rosemary,
me.
we have this repeated theme of beauty that
What are these post-credit scenes, bro? This ain't a Marvel movie. What is this? Why am I just now finding out about this?
fusing with the robots make you beautiful in some way. And with that, we're through everything from the first 2 canon Walten Files. Or are we? You see, there's one other massive secret in this video. A hidden code to find an unlisted video on Martin Walls' channel. And it's hinted at by everyone's favorite commenter. More puzzle pieces have been laid out for you. Others are more significant than others. 2 pieces are crucial to slowly achieving the solution. Find the pieces, return them to me, and meet at the intersection. See you soon. End quote. And wouldn't you know it, but sure enough, there's a YouTube link broken in 2 pieces, hidden at both the front and back
Oh my
of the Relocate Project
God.
video. Putting them together gives you access to a secret video, Lucky You, where everything starts to come together.
What
But
is
that,
it?
my friends, is a story for another day when we continue dissecting the clues hidden in this incredibly dense series.
You're leaving
So
me
for
with
today, I'm
blue
gonna have to leave it
balls.
at that. 3 solved animatronics and a lot of loose threads to tie up. Like, who is Sophie? What happened to Jack? What is the Shadow Man? And seriously, a burger restaurant?
It's
Pizza
the hash-slinging slasher.
I get, but burgers? I don't know, now you're pushing my suspension of disbelief. Anyway, what you think? Should I keep going? Was that a fun one? Well, maybe fun's the wrong word. Maybe interesting? Compelling? The cool thing about this series is that it's able to get dark in a way that FNAF really can't, or at least hasn't yet. But this is more visceral, more raw, and to me, as a result, much more scary. So if you'd like to see more, leave the comment down below. Wah wah Walten. I don't know why I asked you for that specifically. I thought it would be kind of funny to see a bunch of wah wah Waltens down there, but you know, you can just leave a comment of whatever. And heck, make sure you subscribe, because at this point, I at least have to get
Interesting. Dude, why do these things always happen to me? Why do they always happen to me, bro? Like, I can never just be done with things. Like, okay, I was emotionally traumatized for all of eternity watching the Walten Files. Oh, but wait, Chris, there's more. Hold on to your seats. Don't change the channel, because we're going to be right back with even deeper layers and more substance, bro. This is crazy. This is even more demonic and evil than it was at the surface level, just watching the raw videos, bro. We're figuring out the identities of the poor souls brutally murdered and stuffed into the animatronics, dude. They're uncovering storylines and plots and all. Dude, this is getting wild, bro. Dear fucking Lord.